What is going on, guys? David Braga back here with a draft recap for my fantasy draft that happened just this past Saturday. It happened we did it at like 10:30 at night for some reason. Don't ask me why. That's just when everybody was available, or at least most of us. Sorry, I'm messing with my camera here, trying to get everything centered. Yeah, that's good. That's just gonna have to do. It's an 8-team, 2-quarterback league. We got I got Saquon, Bush did 9/11, out of luck, Zeke on Elise. I'm really feeling it. Carry on my wayward son, Millennial Falcon, and Jordan's team. Jordan, unfortunately, auto-drafted this season. So, yeah. So let's take a look. A lot of these guys were they're in my age group, in my in classes with me. I got a couple of roommates that are in this league. So let's take a look. Obviously, Saquon, Kamara, Caffrey, Zeke, Hopkins, Adams, Johnson, Chubb. That's a pretty standard first 8, regardless of where you take them. Usually these top 4 are about the same, followed by these 4. It's just kind of a set from what I've seen in first rounds. Take a look at the second. I'm carry on my wayward son, by the way, so I had the 6th and 3rd picks in a snake draft. So first pick gets the first pick in the first round, last pick in the second round, first pick in the third round. You guys know how snake draft works. So Barkley, Kamara, McCaffrey, Elliott, Hopkins. I went back and forth between Adams and Chubb, really, at the 6th pick. And then in the end, obviously, my Green Bay homer self picked Davante Adams. Moving on to round 2, I was really hoping James Conner would fall to me at 11, which I didn't think he would, but I was really hoping he would. And then it was really, did I want a second star wide receiver like Odell or Dalvin Cook / Le'Veon Bell? I went with a receiver, so then it was down to Beckham and Thomas, and I decided to go with Odell Beckham Jr. with the Browns. I really went back and forth between Dalvin Cook and Odell. But I'm really feeling it as a Vikings fan, and I figured if I let him take Dalvin Cook now, maybe he might leave somebody on the board for me. There's a little give and take with this league here, so I went with Odell. He got Dalvin, and then Le'Veon Bell went 5th in the second round. So Zeke on Elise has Zeke and Bell here. Really good start for him. First couple rounds. Moving on to the third round. I was back to the 6th pick. I took my first running back, Joe Mixon. This isn't really where I wanted to be with the first running back pick. But it was either him or I could take Zach Ertz at tight end. I really wanted to try to sneak a tight end early, but Travis Kelce went, and so did George Kittle. So I decided maybe I would wait and try to get a middle of the line tight end. So I decided to go with Joe Mixon over Damian Williams. I followed that up with Kerryon Johnson in the 4th round, and then I went right back to my homerness. This time not necessarily with the Bears, but David Montgomery out of Iowa State. I didn't think I would get him at round 6, pick 3, where I took Baker. I'm the only one that's this high on David Montgomery in my friends group, but with 2 auto picks there, and David Montgomery was one of the better players available, I didn't want to risk anything. So I took David a little bit earlier than I really want to, but I'm just happy he's on my team. So Sony Michel, Chris Godwin, O.J. Howard, Robert Woods went, and then I decided to go a little bit earlier than I wanted to on a quarterback. As you can see, we'd already lost Mahomes, Watson, Breeze, and Rodgers had already been taken. So I decided to reach a little bit for Baker, followed by I'm really feeling it, taking Matt Ryan. So a lot of the top tier quarterbacks have been taken. I took Baker. The other quarterback I was considering was Russell Wilson. But I figured Baker's got just a little bit more help on the offense to get him some points. So I took Baker over Ryan and Russell Wilson. Moving on to the 7th round, Russell Wilson obviously did go pretty early. Their first pick in the 7th round. I ended up taking T.Y. Hilton. I'm not really that high on Jacoby Brissett, but I needed to fill a receiver spot. And it was T.Y. Hilton, Kenny Golladay, or Mike Williams were basically my 3 choices there. And I think on pure skill, T.Y. Hilton's the best. He might not have the best quarterback throwing to him. I think Mike Williams was going to have a really good year with Phillip Rivers. But I decided to take T.Y. Hilton. I think he's the best out of those 3 options. We see Carson Wentz goes here, last pick of the 7th round. And then Jordan's team auto-drafted 2 quarterbacks back-to-back, Carson Wentz and Cam Newton. Round 8, I decided to take tight end off the board, Hunter Henry. I think Hunter's going to have a good year. He was obviously hurt last year. I really wanted to take a tight end here in the 8th round to seal up that spot, and it was either Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram, or Jared Cook were really the 3 that I was looking at. And as you can see, I ended up having the pick right after Cook and Ingram went, so I like my pick here. Hunter Henry taken in the 8th round. Jared Goff and Phillip Rivers both came off the board here, as well as Dak Prescott. I think that's a super early Dak Prescott pick, round 8. Round 9, we see the first defense going off the board. Oh, and I forgot to mention, yes, that is Greg Zuerlein in the 7th round. Anyway, Chicago's defense went in the 9th round. We see 2 more tight ends coming off the board. I decided here with my 6th pick here in the 9th round, I'd just shore up that wide receiver spot. So I took Calvin Ridley. I could have taken, I think at this point I needed backup quarterback, kicker, defense, and then my bench players. But I decided to go with Calvin Ridley to shore up some wide receiver depth. And you'll see here in the next round I take Tariq Cohen. That way I lock up the Bears' backfield. A lot of my friends got on me for this one because I took both Bears running backs, but if David Montgomery doesn't end up being used as much as they should use him, then I have Tariq Cohen there as some insurance. As you can see, also Justin Tucker now off the board. The Rams defense also off the board. We see Kirk Cousins gone, and the Los Angeles Chargers defense also gone. Moving on to the 11th round, Tom Brady goes in this round. I take Kyler Murray, the next pick. Look, I wanted a backup quarterback in this round, and it was Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson who went in the next round. Because this is a 2 QB league, I wanted quarterbacks that would be a little bit more mobile, and so it was Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson. And you know what? I believe in Kyler. I believe in him. You know, he might not be the best rookie quarterback of all time. He might not, take that team to the playoffs right away. But I think he's going to have a good season. So this was probably one of my bigger reaches. Kyler Murray, I think this is like the 86th pick or something like that. 10 rounds would be 80. So 86th pick. I think his ADP is 88. So I took him a little bit early. That might be my biggest reach, though, other than maybe David Montgomery. And then here in the 12th round, I decided to take a defense off the board. I took Minnesota. There's 16 rounds, so I figured I could wait until at least the 12th round to take a defense. I decided to take Minnesota's defense off the board. Followed that up here with Matthew Stafford as my 3rd-string quarterback. I've never been very high on Matthew Stafford, but I actually really wanted AJ Green here. AJ obviously going to miss, I think, 6 to 8 weeks with an ankle injury or something. He's avoiding IR, which is good for him. I really wanted to take AJ Green in this round here, round 13, but as you can see, Zeke Unleashed took him 2 picks before me, so I went with Matthew Stafford as my 3rd quarterback. I wanted 3 quarterbacks so I could rotate them. I wanted 3 different bye weeks, which I got, so I felt pretty good about that coming there. Decided to take a backup tight end in Eric Ebron. Again, I don't necessarily believe in Jacoby Brissett that much, but I wanted a backup tight end, and it was Ebron. Hawkinson went later. Austin Hooper went later. I thought Eric Ebron was a solid pickup in the 14th round. 15th round, I went with a kicker. I took Mason Crosby. That's just Packers bias. He missed an extra point in the last preseason game. He didn't have a super great season last year, but it wasn't nearly as bad as people thought. People just saw the Detroit Lions game last year and just completely wrote him off. So I went with the kicker there. And then in the last round, I took Alan Lazard because, of course, I did. Iowa State, Green Bay. Of course I'm taking Alan Lazard. Noah Fant got Mr. Irrelevant. So let me know what you guys think about this draft. I think I stopped on each round well enough so you guys could read who got taken. Let me know who you guys think the steal of the draft was. Let me know who you think reached. I mean, kicker in the what, 6th, 7th round. I mean, that's defense in the 9th. So Dak Prescott in the 8th. Let me know who you think reached. Let me know who you think got a big steal, and I will see you guys next time.